See, what did I tell you when I said that this area was weird? You know what the best thing to test is, though? One thing that oh my god, those are all giant angry zombies over there. Those aren't the regular ones. Those are the big, don't die in the sunlight kind of big ones. Okay, before they kill me, I want to grab a soul shard or two and actually find out, can I get a witch shard? Answer is, oh my god, I can. Alright, boys and girls, I'm gonna do that soul shard trick to give myself a witch spawner, I guess, because this is kind of ridiculous. Oh wow. Yeah, these things are fairly dangerous. Even though I've got super shoes on, they're still fairly problematic, especially when these giant angry zombies are around. And before you ask, yeah, these are all the giant ones. It looks like it anyway. Let's back up a bit, grab ourselves another soul shard, and see if we can affect these ones in about the same way. Angry zombie. Okay, alright, maybe I can actually get some new soul shards that I wasn't aware of that I could obtain. For example, these giant angry zombies, can I get a shard for them? It would certainly be the oncoming apocalypse, if I could. Which would be very interesting. It would take my mind off of these horrible changes to the advanced circuits. Now, I know in the past, you were unable to do this. It certainly drops a lot of rotten flesh, doesn't it? Now, you'll notice, didn't affect these, but unfortunately, I don't have a giant angry zombie shard. So there are still limits to what soul shards can do. So you can't actually get a giant angry zombie shard. So sad. And they do actually burn up in the sun eventually, as you'll notice here, all these brains. This is so weird. I think it's some sort of strange glitch. It must be. I mean, this can't be the desired outcome, right? That every time I reload this area, there's just witches and giants and... witches and giants and zombies, oh my. Every time I log in next to this. Now, what is this? Quite simply, this is a barrow hill. I haven't explained it perhaps last time, but it's like a Thaumcraft dungeon. If we come have a look, you'll notice that the flux is high, and there is, well, along with wisps spawning inside of it, you'll see that that is a very, very weird looking aura node. Well, that's because that particular aura node, and don't worry, my goggles actually have repair on them. I was very lucky when I enchanted that. Yeah, how do I say this? That node will constantly spawn wisps. Its flux will always be high. That's kind of the danger of these Thaumcraft dungeons. Did I actually check this for loot? Now, since it's open, I assume yes, but never assume things. Always find out. So, let's try and see how many shots it takes to kill these mobs, first of all. Maybe we can burn them with fire. I'm down with that. I don't know if you are. It can kind of be difficult to... Oh! Not walk right into something that wants to eat me. Just to very quickly run down here and check out our chest area. Because these do contain chests. Oh. Whoa. Yeah, I might have great gear, but that doesn't mean I'm actually smarter about attacking things. Paper. After you have one logic matrix programmer, you do not need a second one. So yeah, that's about it. For gear, we're good. Oh, that enemy was next to me the whole time. And he's gone. Wonderful. Now, as to the explanation as to why there are, like, wisps and witches here all the time, honestly, friends, I can't give you one. Oh, and I accidentally just gave myself a skeleton shard. Not something I wanted to do, particularly. No. No. You know what I think it is? Alright, if I had to make a wild guess right now as to what's going on, I would have to say... oh, and I should probably bring out another zombie shard. Whoa. Did I just get struck by lightning? I doubt it. No, not even me. I'm not that lucky. What I think is going on is that the portal gun mod, the portals, load the chunks that they're in. by default or something like that, okay? So let's assume that that is the case. If that's true, then the flux, which is always high in this area, is just going to keep causing weird mobs to spawn. And apparently, maybe one of those possibilities is a witch? I mean, that would be quite different, wouldn't it? Let's use the zombie shard to break the spawner. And of course the skeleton shard, which I also have, to break this spawner. There. And thus, this is pretty much conquered. But there will always be wisps in this area. Very, very dangerous. I mean, unless there's some sort of glitch where these witches also believe that this is their habitat or something. I couldn't really say one way or the other. I'm not really a witch expert, although I am in training. Yes, the Mortis aspect is exactly what these things are. It's a little deadly death dungeon. That's what it is. There we go. Anyway, I thought I would definitely include that at the start of this episode because I thought I'd definitely include it because it's one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. Every time I show up here, witches and giants. Oh my goodness. So after quite a bit of time, I have actually created a lightning rod. Why? Well, because practically everyone else on the server, except of course Hannibal, has one already, and, well, I should probably hook mine up. Actually, Hannibal made his. I think Knight's the only one without one now, and that means the factory. So the only thing I really need to consider right now, besides the mass amount of power that this thing chugs out per tick, is which one am I not supposed to touch? Well, if we look at it, this one here would appear to be the one directly underneath the MFSU, which would mean that this here is the high voltage current, and that would be confirmed by realizing that, whoops, I really need to fill in this giant pit, that up here is where the ultimate solar panels are located. So, when you think about that, wait a minute. Where are all my ultimate solar panels? Now that I think about it. They should be somewhere up here? I thought I put them up here. It's starting to make me look a bit suspicious right now that my ultimate solars are not... Oh no! Ah, great. Initiating tons of lag because the game is trying to figure out where all this water is coming from and going... And it goes straight down to bedrock from here. Let's just dig straight up. Oh, yeah, we hit this. Okay, there's my ultimate solar panels. Okay. So I did kind of go around a bit to put them here. Now, I don't know if I need to use this tree farm anymore, but in case I do, it might be a good idea for me to think about that while I'm hooking up the cable. Oh yes, and the blaze farm, of course. I'm in range of that. Alright, so no matter what I do, it's always going to be like 8,000 coming out of it. So, all I really want to do is hook it into my matter fabricator. Now, the easiest way to do this would be to hook it into the same line that is already getting high voltage. Right? Because that would knock down everything else. So, all I need to do, and you'll notice that it does connect here, is bring a current somewhere. Now, your lightning rod will have greater chances of getting struck if it's lower down and has a higher lightning rod, etc. Problem is, if I go this way too much, I'm going to end up in that teeny tiny little wizard area that I set up earlier. Hopefully this will be okay. Now, I don't know if glass fiber cable accepts all current or just, it's not going to like 8,000. And right there is that. I hope I don't run into any problems doing this. Alright, let's try going... Oh. And that's where the water is located. Alright. I kind of have an idea of what I need to do. Basically, I just need to be underneath my farm in such a way that I don't destroy anything. Oh, what's up above me now? Okay, this is the low voltage current, I think. The low voltage line that's currently attached to the Tesla coil. There isn't... Oh. See, the problem is, my base is very much slightly underwater. But that was my choice from the beginning, to have an underwater base, which is awesome. So now all I need to do is make sure that this stuff just gets out of here. Okay. So, since I do have a Tesla coil going right through the middle of this thing already, I just don't want to touch it. That's difficult not to touch, right? Because as you can see, if I go this way, that's where the redstone energy cell line is going. Which wouldn't, you know, affect it any. It just means that I have a lot less space than you might expect over on this side of my base. Really, anywhere would be fine. It's just if I went down here, I'd be right next to it, so... Well, right here would be okay. Provided that I don't... There we go. Yes, this would be the right place, right here. Okay. So, now to plan this out. How is it going to look? What's it going to do? Lightning rod. Okay. So, I've never done this before, so I hope it's fine. Set down the block, and of course it's going to output all this energy on every single side. Here's my HV transformer. Set it there. I believe that is the prong from which is the input. So what I want to do is... Oh, darn it. Me and my silliness. Guess what, guys? My wrench tool is on the tool rack. In my haste to build a tool rack... Oh, and you're probably wondering what that explosion crater is. Well, I don't know. I left a defective turret outside to guard my house, and I'm thinking maybe it blew up. I'm not entirely sure. So we just zoom this into wrench mode, yes. Now, all you need to do, I'm going to learn this trick. I learned this trick from Grumpy Gamer. He's a great tutorial guy to watch. All you do to do this is... Oh, no. Whoops. You shift right click on it to make the little dots go the opposite direction. There. Now, this should mean that whatever this lightning rod gets will be bumped down to 512 EU per tick. Which evidently would be exactly enough to not destroy all my machines. The next tricky bit is extending it. Now, unfortunately, it's not, like, easy to extend this. You definitely have to do this manually. Just jumping up and down, really. But I don't mind, I suppose. I can't really mind. That's the only way to do it. Alright, let's see how high this lightning rod can actually get. Now, honestly, the best thing to do, from what I've learned, is just go straight to world height with this sucker. If you can. I've made 4 stacks, I believe. Iron fence does cost 6 refined iron, but it makes 12. So, technically, it's not a bad cost. It's gonna look really weird. This is why I hesitated to build the lightning rod. Okay, there's a couple of reasons why I hesitated to build it. Number 1, it does generate a ton of power, but it does so in such a way that I consider unreliable, and I consider the lightning rod itself to be a very expensive block. Number 2, I think the giant lightning rod out of nowhere would look extremely ugly compared to the rest of my builds. Because we're talking about a giant metal pole going 1,000... Oh my god, well... I'm building the lightning rod, and I got struck by lightning. So, why don't we head back down after I'm done making this thing, and we'll see if it blew up any of my machines while I was at it. Because I'm pretty sure I hooked it up correctly. It does have an internal storage buffer of a lot. I might as well keep going. I mean... That does prove that it worked, and that it's actual lightning that happens. I'm surprised I'm not dead. I mean, anyone else building a lightning rod and getting struck by lightning in the process would probably have melted themselves out of existence. Oh, wait a minute. If I try to fly here, I can't. I believe we're at world height. Not a very pleasant place, is it? Thankfully, I have the long fall boot, so I'm practically invincible. There we are. So, we already know it works. So we already know that it works. I mean, I was up there. I didn't have a very good... Well, it didn't hurt, but I potentially didn't have a very good time. So let's check it out. How do I see how much power's in this thing? Because I obviously can't check it. Or this. And this just goes directly in here. I don't know. I know it works. It's hard to test if it works. That's the thing. Well, all the cables seems to be fine. There's more UU matter than there was earlier. Everything up here is good, so I did hook it up correctly. Nothing blew up. I'm thinking maybe I should make another HV transformer attached to the lightning rod, just so that maybe I'm getting the most out of it, because I think you should attach 4 to be on the safe side. So I'm going to do that. At the very least, that is definitely a successful lightning rod. Thanks to people for suggesting it, particularly LaSquatch, for building it first and making me do it. That wasn't so bad. And does it actually look ugly? It looks a little weird, all things considered, but I've probably done weirder. So, thanks for watching, guys. This has been Flip setting up a lightning rod. Join me next time when I try and figure out how to make a rubber farm. There's a couple of ideas I have in my head right now, but for now, let's just say I'll see y'all next time. Laters!